Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. Before we get started, please indulge me a little bit of personal housekeeping. Mijal, it's great to see you. I've come to realize that there is something you could mule from me from wherever it is that you are. So I will send you a little message after we're done with the broadcast. Other than that, hey, I'm all yours. This is Coffee and Headlines, our morning get-together live here on Facebook, where we take a look at things that are going on in our city, our state, our country, things that you bring to our attention. We combine all this information and put it to good use as a community of English-speaking folk living here in Puerto Vallarta. It is a pleasure to get together with you. If I seem a little distracted, it's because late-night talk shows are back, and I've forgotten how long it takes in the mornings to catch up with my Stephen Colbert and my Jimmy Kimmel and so forth and so on. But it was a fun morning, that's for sure. And then all this rain that came out of nowhere, we got to talk about that. We have to talk about a couple of other news items. But first, as always, we welcome everyone to the broadcast, particularly those of you watching live for the first time. If that is you, just let me know by typing the word new in your comment. We'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something really important to share with everyone, please add a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. We'll make sure to include it later on. Like this one. Kathleen asks, when will the next meet and greet be held? What a great question. The fall has just been started. So I don't know. This is October. I don't know, sometime in November maybe. Let's do it in November. I will get that started. I will give myself a reminder to start looking into that and talk to Gina about a good time to do it, and I'll report back to you. If there are any outside of town people, friends of the cluster coming in the month of November that would prefer a certain specific date or week, please write it in your comments or get in touch with me directly. Can't promise we are going to be able to satisfy everyone's requests, but we are more than happy to try. Okay, with that said, I think we can get started with our news. And what about the rain? That was unexpected. Where did that come from? An unexpected storm landed in Puerto Vallarta last night, generating flooding and vehicular chaos throughout the city. And this morning, it was still raining as of 30 minutes ago. In my neighborhood, it all started yesterday around 5 or 6 p.m. when I was walking home from Whiskey Kitchen. And as soon as I walked in the door, it started raining. Then it seemed to come and go through the evening. And late at night, there was a big splash. Fortunately, no major damage has been reported other than small landslides along Highway 200. So if you're out there driving today, please do so carefully. And of course, it is unfortunate to see all this water falling from the sky, and yet there are several streets in El Cerro, right above the downtown area of Puerto Vallarta, where running water service has not been restored just yet. This is turning out to be particularly challenging for senior citizens in the colonia who have struggled without running water for over 10 days. Ceapal is attempting to mitigate the problem by running water hoses through the neighborhood, but this is nowhere near a suitable solution. And to make things worse, the waterworks company still doesn't exactly know when the service will be fully restored. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed. It is still 2 months away, but the guidelines for this year's whale watching season have been published in Mexico's official Federal Gazette. The complete document is available in the referenced article, which you will find in the show notes as always. And the key points for this year indicate that whale watching season will begin on December 8th and will conclude on March 23rd of next year. As always, we recommend pursuing an expedition with an officially sanctioned vessel, and an officially sanctioned vessel has stickers that indicate so in the boat itself. And as we mentioned yesterday, Lydia is now a tropical storm, and a second tropical formation is bound to become Tropical Storm Max in the upcoming days. Let me switch over to Boom Bam Bim Bam Boom, to windy.com, just to see what's going on out there. Let me put it on my screen. So there is Lydia, and this little formation over here is what will become Tropical Storm Max. But curiously enough, if you look at Lydia, it's just sort of sitting there, and it's not moving in a very committed direction. It's not even showing as becoming a hurricane as of Monday, but it will probably continue to bring a lot of rain to our area, or at least a little bit. We can only hope. Let us take a quick look at the weather forecast just to see what's going on out there. Open up your survivalist bunker, says Snarky Weatherman. Rain starting at around 12:15, but that's just a comment. That's not a forecast. Right now we are enjoying 27 degrees Celsius. Humidity is wicked high at 87%. Our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 81. And our weather forecast for today, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon. A chance of rain of 80%, so we're probably going to have a wet day. A high of 31 and a low of 25. Tomorrow, Thursday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 74%, a high of 32 and a low of 25. And then Friday, partly cloudy skies in the morning with thunderstorms in the afternoon, a chance of rain of 74%, a high of 31 and a low of 24. So everything seems to indicate that we're going to have a wet week. Let's just hope that it is a moderately wet week. We don't want any catastrophic downpours happening around here, but the rain is always welcome. Now, I have updated solar eclipse information. As you know, Ring of Fire, they call it. Ring of Fire solar eclipse is headed our way a week from Saturday. It's that close, and while we already know that it won't be completely visible in Puerto Vallarta, apparently there will be enough going on for us to take notice. The natural phenomenon will begin at 9:31 in the morning, local time on October 14, with its maximum phase taking place at 10:59 in the morning, or just as we wrap up our daily broadcast. So I think we can have a live broadcast, and then when we're done, I'll probably just zoom out the door and see what I can see. But of course, be mindful of the fact that staring at the sun is never a good idea. So make sure that you have protective eyewear, and I'm sure vendors will start selling things at some point in the next week or so. Now, I want to tell you about a curious thing that happens in Guadalajara every year, and it is happening now. It happens in Puerto Vallarta to some extent, but not nearly as much. In Guadalajara, the October fiestas are presently taking place in the municipality of Zapopan. This is an annual event that happens that brings together a bunch of musical groups, more along the lines of groups and things that are very popular among Mexicans, not something that you might be interested in, but what do I know? But anyhow, the interesting thing about this here is that every year, many people living near the venues where the events are taking place take it upon themselves to own the streets, protecting precious parking spots outside their homes and making them available for those hoping to attend the events for as much as 500 pesos per day. That's right. When asked about this, Zapopan Mayor Juan Jose Frangi has no choice but to throw the towel. He said, and I'm quoting, "It would take 200 policemen to control the situation, so we only have two options. Get rid of the parking spot keepers, but then people might not attend the event. Or the other option is we can tolerate them." So what's your take on this? And I say this because I am sure you've been around Puerto Vallarta if you're a driver and you've seen people putting objects, all kinds of chingaderas, on the parking spots outside of their homes to protect them from people that would want to park there. And you've probably wondered, well, what is the protocol here? What is the etiquette? I can tell you this much. When I used to drive regularly, I would see that happening here in Puerto Vallarta, and it would really piss me off because I would think to myself, who the fuck are these people to claim a public parking spot to themselves? So I might think on the back of my head, well, I'm going to stop the car. I'm going to move their chingaderas out of the way and I'm going to park. But then I thought to myself, or I would think to myself, well, what if there's repercussions? What if these people decide to retaliate and scratch my car or punch my tires and do this, that, and the other? So I would never want to do that because if something happened to my car, then I would have no one that I can complain to. Because ultimately, you'd need to have like a camera monitoring your car. Anyhow, that is the anarchy that is happening in Guadalajara. I wonder if you've had any experiences with people blocking cars wherever you are. And with that question in the air, let us take a look at your comments for today. And we have Purim Pum Pum. Good mornings and good afternoons as always. Param pam pam. Let's see. See, I was gonna singing in the rain at the beginning, but Lars beat me to the punch. So I'm gonna just go do 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 do. Let's see. Da 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 da. Kathleen is counting days, 18 days. I love it. I have good friends arriving today, so I'm really excited. Pum 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 pum. We have answered that question already. And let's see. One of these days I will make it to a meet and greet. We'll be there in October and again in February. Well, hopefully we'll make something happen. Ronald says November 7th through the 15th works for me for a meet and greet. Let me see if we can make that happen. Mark reports it's still raining in the marina. Golf course is flooded. Please take care driving in the area. Thanks for that report. And let's see. Eric comments, Puerto Vallarta has a program where property owners may pay a monthly or annual fee to reserve the space in front of their property. It is expensive. Yes, I understand that is the case, and I sometimes wonder if it is handled responsibly or not. I know that I have friends that own businesses and they have to pay a hefty amount of money to the city to protect maybe one, maybe two, but sometimes more spaces in front of their businesses. Where does one draw the line between what is fair and unfair? That is a really good question. Let's see what else. Oh, I think we're done. My goodness, I don't see any more cues, so I think we can continue with our lovely day. I appreciate your company very much this morning, as every other morning. Today, I'm going to look out the window and see what's going on out there, but when it rains in the morning, I tell you, I don't want to get anything done. I just want to sit here and cuddle with Luna. So we'll see what the day has in store for us. Meanwhile, I will hopefully see you again tomorrow or sometime in the near future. Please stay dry. Please drive carefully if you're out and about. And as always, please stay in touch. Have a great Wednesday, and I'll see you again soon.